So with that, I'm going to hand things over to Joe. As I mentioned at the beginning of the call, Joe is actually one of our ambassadors for China. So he's been doing tons of work translating materials and hosting a WeChat group for folks in China to learn a little bit more about IIIF and build a community there. So he is going to present on some best practices for creating large-scale cultural heritage sites by integrating Lightroom and Excel with a cloud-native and serverless-based architecture to create those sites on a limited budget. So Joe, again, thank you for joining. I will hand things over to you, and I think you should be able to share your screen, but let me know if you have any issues.
Okay. Can everyone see my desktop now?
Yep.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So thank you, Meg, and thank you, Josh, for this event to share knowledge about our experience in carrying out IIIF cultural heritage website. So basically, the topic is about two things. One is raise productivity, and one is to save money. So it all starts from a culture heritage site from Fudan University. The website is going to introduce seal books from ancient China. Well, there are 900 books in forms of 14,000 high quality TIFF files amount to 3 terabytes. The peak traffic is estimated to more than 10 users. Well, since they all consume the bandwidth by loading images, this can be an impact on small server. And the budget is limited. It's only for 2 main months, and Fudan is very sensitive about a monthly maintenance fee for the server. So one thing I want to emphasize here is that why SEO matters. SEO has a very long history in Chinese culture. It contains valuable information for all kinds of fine arts exist in a lot of museums over the world, and then it even evolves into a form of art by itself, in the form of books. You see in this picture, seals are collected and organized as a book. And how to collect all these seals seems to be very challenging, because without IIIF, I even don't think it's possible to collect such a huge amount of seals. So go back to the technical architecture. The first one is a very conventional one. That is, we use a single server. We tried IIP Cantaloupe with, well, a very common profile. But the problem, as anyone who have used these servers, the RAM and the bandwidth always will be a bottleneck. Maybe you can solve this problem by vertically upgrade your server, like put more money to increase the RAM, to increase the amounts of CPUs, but the server is still not scalable in some extent, and also it's very it's not cost efficient. And also in a very simple architecture, we didn't consider security issues. So we try to create a system. The system's name is E2, ETU. It literally means easy image. Well, since the logo is the Chinese character, means easy. First, its backend is a serverless IIIF image server. It's very simple. The main purpose is to separate compute and storage. Uh, well, on cloud such as AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, uh, storage, especially the object spot storage, is very cheap and without any limitation. And the computing power implemented in forms of serverless architecture like AWS Lambda can be extremely elastic, which means they can increase their capacity in a very small short of time, which is very suitable to deal with high traffic. And now you don't have to pay capital cost. You don't have to buy server, or you don't have to you pay for some hardware. You only have to pay the operation cost. But that seems normal because, as I know, already someone has used the serverless architecture in our community. But one thing is serverless based image server fast enough and cheaper enough? That is, can we optimize it? So the question goes to, when we talk about fast, what are we talking about? Actually, in a common event, IIIF image goes through three levels. The first level is the raw image. They may come from digital cameras or come from high resolution scanners. They are large. They are very the misspell. They are hard to open. Normally, as the first step, we use tools to convert them to a more normalized image format, which is primitive JPEG 2000 or even WebP or HEIC. Well, in this stage, we try to minimize the size because these normalized image will exist for a long time, but we also want to want the file to be fast to be converted to the next step, which is the image that's sent directly to the customers. So commonly we use JPEG 2000 because it's very fast. In the third level, which is the derivative images, there is always the one that get most populated support by browsers, which is JPEG. I think it is better. So let's think about this. Well, normally we try once to convert raw image to normalized image. But in a typical server like IIP or Cantaloupe, we convert the normalized image to derivative image almost every time, except for some cache in RAM that provide this kind of facility by IIP. But RAM is limited, right? If the image is large enough, the RAM cannot hold them. So we think a more full-fledged cloud-native solution should be look like this. First of all, there's now 3 buckets, one holding the raw image, one holding the normalized image, one holding the derivative images. Then the converting from raw image to normalized image is carried out by either Lambda or by some batch service, which is the AWS batch provided by Amazon. So the difference is that for some extreme large file, like a file like a file as large as 4G, Lambda doesn't work because Lambda has a limitation of 500 megabytes in its temporary disk space. So in that case, we have to use the batch form. But besides that, we add another bucket, which is the derivative bucket that can hold the derivative cache to improve the speed. The derivative files are sent to end user. Also, we add a global CDN to make it fast. So this is the new architecture with additional component to improve the speed. But we also make it generally enough so that you can change the image process engine in the backend. You can choose any of the image processor you like. This is just a very common architecture. And also, we choose to create this architecture in AWS CDK, which is a technology help to deploy the whole system in one click. So that would be very easy for we to provide service to new tenant, which is we can deploy it in a multi-tenant way. Then goes to the front end of E2 system. The front end, basically it's a customized Adobe Lightroom. So you know that Lightroom is a professional tools to organize photos, and it gained popular use by photographies. But we add a plugin. We add a lot of options here to make it to be able to connect to the backend. So the options look like this. We can change the tenant. We can even switch between different cloud platform. And we can change the support for API image API level. Currently, we support all the image API level from even version 1. We also support 3 levels of the image API. So by saying this, we have the flexibility to change the profile for each image. So that provides the benefit of to better integrate with legacy system. So for some institutions who are still using like 2.0 version image API, you can use our system to adapt that. And well, you can choose the image format for different for different image formats for the normalized image. So so in this time, actually we don't want to use PTIFF or JPEG 2000 anymore, because in our opinion, PTIFF or JPEG 2000 is still too large, because it's in order to provide the pyramid image, its size is normally double the size of a common image like a JPEG. So we tried WebP, and we tried HEIC. It turns out the total storage size is almost cut by half. Then I think I can give some some video demo. Well, first, it's about how to publish an image to IIIF server. Okay, it's done now. Okay, so you can see that first I'm using the function provided by Lightroom to change its color to make it more sharp and make it looks better. Then I check back. I click the publish to publish the changed image. It takes just a couple several minutes to publish. Then I can open the image in a browser. Actually, the image is wrapped by OpenSea Dragon, but it can also wrapped by Mirador, Universal Viewer, or any viewer. Oh, let me share the desktop again. Can everyone see my desktop?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lightroom.
I'll go out. Next, I'll show a more advanced example. It's about how we can use E2 to integrate with AI. So this time I want to detect the seal, use some AI algorithm. You see that the seal is cropped from the original image, right? And then I publish this. I'll publish the cropped image to the server. And this time I want to do the segment to make it more clean. So you can see that when I open it in Photoshop, the background is transparent. So I can do something else to do the comparison or other research based on that.
Joe, I wasn't just seeing your mouse moving. Are we supposed to be seeing you do something? It might be my video. I just wanted to double check.
Well, this is the last step.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've been having some Zoom issues, and so I wasn't sure if it was just me or if we were missing something. Sorry.
No, I think we are, because I'm also seeing. I was wondering if it was my Zoom as well, but I think we're only seeing the light, the Adobe Light box. Yeah, I don't know if you're showing something else.
So do you want to play this video again, Glenn?
I
don't think we can see the video.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're only seeing Lightroom. I think you might have shared just the Lightroom window when you shared your screen.
Yeah, I see. Let me share it again. Maybe I should share the PowerPoint window. Yeah. Can you see the video now? Hi, Mike.
I see the player. I see the player on the bottom, but
It's playing now.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I was muted.
Okay. Yeah, I think it should be recorded again. Yeah, now I'm trying to. Now here, the video is playing that I'm cropped out the seal and then use some AI algorithm to segment it. And finally, I open it in Photoshop and waiting to do any more advanced manipulation. Okay, this is about how to do the crop to the object detect and object segment. And next example. It's about how to do the tagging. You see on my screen there's 12 seals here, but actually it belongs to two groups. One group of seal is embedded with characters in red color, and another group is with white color. So you can see that currently I'm trying to put tags on these 12 images. And in the end, I'll show that the algorithm has actually grouped them in two groups, as I expected. Of course, the model is pre-trained, but the key is that with Lightroom and with the client, training model becomes much easy because the circle like get the original image and tag them and training the model and the tag again. The circle can be very easy inside the Lightroom. Okay. Think I need to share again. So the last video example is going to share how Office Excel can be integrated to help our development of presentation API. Okay. So you can see that this is a normal Excel interface. Currently, I implement a Excel plugin that embed a mirrored viewer inside the Excel. So now the items or the cells in Excel is mapped to image in the mirrored viewers. So it's very easy to do some comparison between different images and even 4 pictures simultaneously. Okay, so well, for all these things I've just said, the key point is that I want to introduce this circle to discuss with you guys. So in a typical culture heritage product, we always face this kind of circle. Like we first um, scan image, then we edit them, we publish them, especially in IIIF. We do the annotation, then the image goes to archive. Then, because the advance of technology, we usually do the digital scan again with the new device. Well, this is why uh, the image goes to archive, go back to scan again. So if we consider the circle, the circle, how can we make it running very smoothly? For example, with the increase of file size, we have more details about the image. We have the possibility to do some more fine-grained annotation. But how can we do it more smoothly? We don't want to change other things, right? We don't want to manually upload the large file and then manually do the conversion again. We need a smooth process. This is why we want to create E2 system and expect it can help this circle to run smoothly. Well, to summarize, IIIF is a very ideal framework to organize Chinese traditional sales. This is uh, our belief. And E2 image server provide a paradigm for cloud native IIIF solution. So I think in the future, we want to improve that. We want to share more to the community, especially involve others who are interested to involve to provide image processors to embed it into the whole architecture. The architecture itself, I would like to share with the community. And the third is that uh, Adobe Lightroom and uh, Adobe Lightroom and Office Excel can greatly improve productivity in IIIF image processing. The last one is that IIIF life cycle in culture heritage project needs more attention. That's what I'm going to share today. Any questions?
Here's a quick question. Joe, this is great. Thank you so much. It's really awesome to see the kind of connections to the like earlier parts of the life cycle than I think a lot of people are necessarily thinking about with a lot of IIIF things. I guess one of the most impressive or neat thing in there is the, did you say you wrote a plugin for Excel that works with IIIF images? And can you say a little bit more about how that works? Is it reading fields from a column? I guess maybe I missed that a little bit with the Excel integration.
Okay, sure. For the Excel part, actually we leverage the Excel API provided by Microsoft. It's a very uniform API provide to not only Excel, but also Word and the PowerPoint and the PPT. So basically, the idea is that currently, even the desktop version of Office software is actually you can think of them as a web page. So they use a lot of web technology. So they provide API, which is in form of Java API, in form of JavaScript, in form of JavaScript. So you can you can write code to so-called sideload the JavaScript code into Excel, and then open it as a plugin. So that's basically the steps.
That's great. That's really interesting to hear. And if there's a way, I don't know if this is available anywhere. I'm sure other people would make use of that if there were a way for others to implement the same sort of thing. But very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey, Joe, I just wanted to say this seems like a really impressive project. And like Josh was saying, I think the Excel plugin seems like kind of an exciting tool. It seems like a really interesting implementation of using the Excel APIs. One thing I wanted to clarify was you had talked about using WP and HEIC image formats, and that you saw a improved performance. Was there a specific one that you saw that with, or was it both? Or I just was wondering which specifically you saw improvement with.
Oh, actually, the way I'm talking about the performance, it's not the performance from to generate derivative. I mean, WebP or HEIC, they are not faster to generate derivative. But since we cached them, we only sacrifice the performance for the first visitor. So that's my reason.
Ah, I see. Okay, that makes complete sense. I think we've seen improved performance with caching too. So like, that's exciting to hear. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
And I just noticed that Glenn has left a question in the chat. He says, great presentation, Joe. Could you also go over where the Adobe Lightroom fits into the life cycle? Do you upload images through Lightroom?
Yeah. So let me see if I can get Glenn's questions.
Yeah, maybe I'll speak it about. It's a great presentation. Really interested to see what you've done. And I really like the idea of using the Adobe Lightroom for editing IIIF images. And I'm wondering, do you use Adobe Lightroom to upload images to your S3, your storage? Or is it kind of a post-processing step after you've done your uploads, then you do your editing? I'm just wondering where it fits in that lifecycle slide you had.
Actually, Lightroom provided the API to let us upload directly to S3.
Right.
Yeah, they provide HTTP interface, and also the good thing is that Lightroom has the publication service, so they keep tracking which files has been published, which are not. So it's very useful to trace your files.
And are you editing the IIIF image, or are you editing the source image?
Editing the source image, not IIIF. The IIIF image can be viewed as a derivative. So once published, they do not change.
Brilliant, thank you.
Oh, welcome. Any questions?
Any final questions? Okay. Well,
Sorry, can I just ask one if there's a break?
go for it.
On the Lightroom again, who are your users? Are they from an institution? Are they people that are doing digitization? Who's it aimed at?
Yeah, good question. So currently, we are trying to make the system more complete, because I think we can do much better on the presentation API. We want to do a more good implementation for a presentation API 3. So we are looking for cooperation opportunity with large institution. But this kind of cooperation is in a very unique form. That is, so if as an institution you have a very large bill for web service like Amazon or like for Google, we can make a deal like you pay that kind of that amount of money to us, and we help to improve your system. We help to make it totally cloud native, totally elastic, and we also give you the Lightroom plugin for free. That's our business model.
Great, thanks.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, so I think that's it. Joe, thank you so much. This was a really interesting presentation. It was great to see all the work that you've done. I will put the link to the recording in the meeting notes for anyone who missed the session today. And if you'd like to reference it later, it'll be available there too. So thank you all for attending. And we hope to see you at the next community call. And again, thanks, Joe. Really appreciate the presentation. It was really great to see.
Thank you all.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.